Hello, good morning, and good night, and welcome to DJ Cron's Plays. I'm DJ Crons, and today we have another redstone tutorial for you all. And so far through the redstone tutorials, we have covered all the basic 1x2 piston doors. We covered 1x2 indented piston doors, 1x2 flush piston doors without the use of slime blocks, and 1x2 doors using slime blocks and double piston extenders. But today we are going to be starting on the 2x2s, beginning with the 2x2 indented doors, and we'll work our way up from there to the flush doors and doors with slime blocks. But anyways, let's get to showing off the doors. So first, we have a 2x2 indented piston door with our pistons pulling our blocks to the sides. And the way this one works is basically the exact same as our first 1x2, way over there, but with a little bit more redstone and pistons. But basically, when you click the button, it hard powers the block it's on, sending a pulse into the redstone dust below, soft powering the block next to it. The repeater then takes that pulse, sends it into this central line right here, soft powering the blocks with the redstone torches on them. The redstone torches then briefly turn off, opening your door, as you can see here. And second, we have a 2x2 indented piston door with our pistons pulling the blocks up and down, as you can see there. And this one works basically the same as the last, but just wired slightly different so that the pistons could be above and below. Both work very well and are quick, cheap, and easy to build, but with that out of the way, let's get to the tutorials. So first, we are going to start with the 2x2 with our pistons pulling the blocks to the sides. For this build, you will need 56 solid blocks of any type like smooth stone or cobblestone, 4 door blocks of any type, 10 redstone dusts, 4 sticky pistons, 2 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone torches, and 2 wooden buttons. So as you can see, the build takes up a 7 by 8 by 6 block area, and the floor sits 2 blocks off the ground in line with the 3rd block up, or the diamond block here. All the redstone fits inside the quartz block areas, and the iron blocks represent the rest of the build area. The gold and netherite blocks are laid out so you can easily follow along and get the proper spacing for the build. And once again, the diamond block represents your floor level. So with that out of the way, let's begin. So first, we are going to come to the bottom right corner of our 7 by 8 area and count 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. Place a block, a temporary block behind that, a block on top of our temporary block, a block behind our temporary block, and remove the temporary block. Next, we are going to come to the last block we place, so right here, and place a block behind it, a block to the right, a temporary block 1 more space to the right of that, a block on top of the temporary block, a redstone torch on top of that block, remove the temporary block, and then make that same line of blocks on the back side. So once you do that, you should have something that looks like this. And then next, from the front of the build, we are going to place 2 more blocks in the center of our 7 by 8 area, connecting the 2 sides together. And we then are going to place a line of redstone dust on the 6 blocks between our redstone torches, and come back to the front of the build and place a redstone dust on the block furthest from the redstone torch, skip a block forward, and place a repeater pointing into the center line. and then repeat the last 3 steps on the back side. So place a redstone dust right here, skip a block, repeater, bam. Next, we are going to place a block on top of both redstone torches, a redstone dust on top of both of those blocks, a sticky piston on the left side of the block above the right torch, with another sticky piston on top of that, both facing to the left, and then do the same on the left side, but facing to the right this time. And we now are going to take our door blocks and place them on all 4 sticky piston faces. And bam, all we have left to do is add our input and cover it up. So now we are going to come back to the front right side piece of redstone dust and place a block on top of it, 3 blocks to the left, 1 block forward, and 3 blocks to the right, with a wooden button on top of the block above our redstone dust. And then do the same on the back side. Once you do that, you should have something that looks like this. And then now we're going to come underneath of our door blocks and place 6 blocks like this, connecting our 2 floors together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then now we're going to place 2 blocks on top of our door blocks, just like this. And finally, we are going to come down to the front right side, and in line with our piston arms right here, we're going to place 3 blocks coming up from the floor. 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks to the left, and 2 blocks coming back down surrounding our door blocks. And we're now going to repeat the last 3 steps on the back side. So swinging back around here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Surrounding our door and blocks. And bam! Your 2x2 indented piston door with your pistons at the sides is now finished. Moving on, we also have the indented 2x2 with the sticky pistons above and below. For this build, you will need 48 solid blocks of any type like smooth stone or cobblestone, 4 door blocks of any type, 1 transparent block like glass and slabs, 15 redstone dusts, 4 sticky pistons, 3 target blocks, 2 redstone torches, and 2 wooden buttons. So as you can see, the build takes up a 5 by 5 by 9 block area, and the floor sits 3 blocks off the ground in line with the 4th block up, or the diamond block here. And with that out of the way, let's begin. So first, we are going to come to the bottom right corner of our 5 by 5 area and count 4 spaces forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a block, 2 more to the left of that, and 3 redstone dust across all 3 blocks we just placed. Next, we are going to come to the center of our 5 by 5 area and place a temporary block, another temporary block to the right of that, 2 target blocks on top of the temporary blocks, 2 sticky pistons on top of our target blocks facing upwards. Make sure the redstone dust is connecting to your target blocks, and then remove the 2 temporary blocks. We then are going to come back to the bottom right corner of our 5 by 5 area, so right here, and count 2 spaces forward. 1, 2. Place a temporary block, a block on top of it, a redstone torch on the back side of that block connecting to our redstone dust, a redstone dust on top of the block with the redstone torch on it, and then remove the temporary block. Next, from the block with the unpowered redstone dust, so right here, we are going to place a block coming out to the front from it, 3 blocks to the left. 1, 2, 3. 4 blocks coming forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. A glass block on the block next to our sticky piston, and remove the block underneath the glass block. Just like that. Now from the unpowered redstone dust, we are going to run redstone dust across all the blocks we just placed like this. And you should see a torch clock start. But we don't want the torch clock. So to fix this, swing around the back side and place a block coming out from the sticky piston directly beside our glass block, and that should separate the redstone lines so that the torch can't power itself. Next, we are going to swing back around to the front side of the build, and on the left side of the glass block, we are going to place a temporary block, a target block on top of our temporary block, a redstone torch on top of our target block, and remove the temporary block. Next, we are going to place a block on top of our torch on the left side, so right here, a block to the right of that, a block on top of that block, a temporary block on top of that block, 2 sticky pistons to the right of that facing down, remove the temporary block, place another block on top of the furthest right sticky piston, and then run 3 redstone dust across coming up from our redstone torch like this. We then are going to come back down to our sticky piston faces and place in all 4 of our door blocks, just like so. And now all we have to do is add in our input and cover it up. So now we are going to come to the piece of redstone dust on the front right side, 2 blocks away from our redstone torch. So 1, 2. Place a block, a wooden button on top of that block, 3 blocks to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 2 blocks in line with our bottom piston arms. 1, 2. Next, on the front left side, we are going to place a block to the right of our redstone torch. So right here, a block. 3 blocks in front going up from the floor. 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks to the right. 1, 2, 3. And 2 blocks coming back down surrounding our door and blocks. We then are going to swing around to the back right side and basically copy what we just did on the front. So swinging around to the back right side, whoa, we are going to come to the piece of redstone dust furthest from our redstone torch, place a block on top of it, a wooden button on top of that block, 3 blocks to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 2 blocks in line with our bottom piston arms. And finally, on the back left side, we are going to place 3 blocks to the left of our door blocks. So right here, 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks in front of those, 1, 2, 3. 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. And 2 coming back down, surrounding our door and blocks. Just like that. And bam! Your 2x2 indented piston door with the pistons above and below is now complete. So, I just want to mention a couple things real quick. Moving the input lines for these doors is pretty simple. All we got to do is extend this line out right here to wherever we want. And then same with this side. And another thing I should have been showing y'all with this is we're going to place a redstone torch right here for a second. And just run redstone going all the way across this. And then you can see it stops right here. And we're going to just place in a redstone repeater right there. And then now the redstone dust will actually reach all the way there. So a repeater will extend the signal strength coming into the back of it and output it as 15 signal strength so that you can extend your redstone lines much farther. Anyway, something kind of important if y'all have been trying to extend out your lines and stuff hasn't really been working. But anyway, another way you can actually gain a couple extra blocks of distance out of this is if we just remove this repeater right here, right at the last powered piece of redstone dust, you want to place a block. Remove that redstone dust for a second. We're going to place this repeater right here, and now you can see it's powering, but we can actually get one more block farther and place another block right there, and bam, now you get a few extra blocks of space without having to use so much redstone dust. But anyway, adding on pulse extenders for these doors as well is pretty simple. All we got to do is just right over here, we're going to place 4 blocks just like that, and then 2 comparators, one facing that way into that block, and then one facing the opposite direction right there. Make sure they're facing the correct directions. It's very important. Place 2 redstone just like that, and now when you click the button, oh, we left this powered. Let's break that redstone torch for a second. Now when we click the button, you can see the door will stay open for much longer. But adding pulse extenders onto that door is much simpler. This door is a bit more difficult for the pulse extenders. Extending out your line is pretty simple. You can just extend this out to wherever you want. Same with this side. Extend that out to wherever you want. But if you want to add on a pulse extender and kind of keep it compact, sort of, basically what we have to end up doing is we go out here like this by 2 more rows of blocks, I should say, and then right underneath here we're going to actually place this button over here, remove that, and then right here we're going to place up 2 blocks, a block right there, a block in front of it, a block to the left, redstone on these 2, a repeater coming out right there, 2 blocks like that, 2 more in front, 2 more in the middle, 1 block coming up like that, a block right here, a block coming up right there, and 1 more block right in there. And then now we're going to take a repeater and we're going to place this repeater right here, just like that. And then we're going to go place a dust right there, comparator right here, comparator right there. Make sure they're facing the correct directions. And then redstone dust, repeater, dust. We're going to break this block and that redstone dust. And then we're going to place a block right on top of this, cutting off that redstone line. And now when you click the button, the door will stay open for much longer, fully in sync. And it works very well. But anyways, I hope you all had fun learning how to make these 2 different 2x2 indented piston doors in today's tutorial. And I hope it was easy enough to follow along and understand. In the next tutorial, we will be covering flush 2x2s without the use of slime blocks, so keep your eyes open for that one. But anyways, please like, comment, and give me any suggestions you may have. And if you really liked it, then consider checking out my Let's Play, where we're on a mission to make every automatic farm possible on the Bedrock edition of the game. But for now, that's all folks. DJ Crowns,